Alan, congratulations. At the start of the game, you in head thinking a nice 3-0 victory, nice and easy on your debut here, and then it ended up being an absolute barnstormer.
Not at all. Is it? No, when the draw came out and everyone was sort of going, "Oh, great, he's got a tour card. He doesn't have a tour card." I never ever do that against another player, but I get where people are coming from. I seen the bookies odds. I was like, "Oh man!" I think that puts more pressure on you as a debutant. He's been here loads of times before, but yeah, it was a proper tussle, and I'm just glad to come out the other side of it.
Get a little bit twitchy in that final set?
Huge. The final set, the first set, the second set, oh man. I was really, really nervous, and I'll hold my hand up to that, and hopefully that's out of the way now and I can be better for the next game.
Even though it is your debut here, you're a very experienced dart player, but is this like nothing you've ever played in?
I didn't expect it to be like that. When I was out on the stage this morning when there's nobody in there, I felt comfortable, I had a look about and I was like, it's not as bad as what you think. And then when there's crowds in there and they're all English, apart from a handful of Scots, it was so difficult to sort of switch off and concentrate on the darts. Yeah.
Did you get embroiled with the crowd and sing along and enjoying that atmosphere with them? And
too much. So that's lesson. I'll go back and watch the game the next couple of days, probably tonight, and watch it and pick out what I was doing wrong. Because when I switched off and just looked at the carpet and just came back and looked down, I played better, and I realised that, and I already know that before I go back and look at it. So I need to do a bit of that at the start and have a bit of fun, and then if there's times to do it, if you're leading and it's comfortable, but when you're in a slog and a battle like that, maybe don't engage with the crowd as much. But I'm new, so I'm just learning.
The fact you have been tested that much in the opening round, does that stand you in good stead going forward because you know you're now battle ready?
Yeah, I've played in loads of darts tournaments and loads of games, and you can play that on the floor, you can play it on the stage, but it's sally-pally, it's the World Championships, it's the biggest thing I can play in, it's also rankings, it's my tour card, it's everything. So moving forward against Mensah on Thursday, I think I can beat Mensah, but I've never played him before, so if I turn up and play my UK Open stage game on that stage, then I can beat Mensah. So yeah, I'm quite happy that I won, and I know there's more to come.
Speaking of Mensah, a little bit fragile at the moment, his form. Didn't play well against Fallon, and then that carried over into the Players' Championships. Is that something that you're nodding? So obviously you've seen that. Is that something you've identified?
Yeah,
that
of course.
He can be got out and attacked?
Yeah, of course. And I love darts. So I look at darts, I watch interviews with the dart players, I watch what everyone's doing on the tour, I look at stats, I look at the rankings. So I'm aware of what he's been doing and where he's not been at the Pro Tours as well. You know, it's pretty obvious he wasn't at the Pro Tours and his form was going to struggle. He had a good World Cup, but maybe it was Rodriguez that pulled him through the World Cup. So yeah, let's hope that the scars from Fallon a year ago are still sore and he doesn't play his best against me.
Looking ahead though, your year, how would you sum it up, and how do you then improve going into next year? Because you had a whirlwind start, dipped off a little bit, but how do you then attack 2022?
I'll tell you on the 4th of January when you're interviewing me with the Sid Liddell. No, I'm only joking. Great year, and I think already comfortable with the tour card race sort of thing, and now I can just build on year 2 and try and repeat what I've done or better it, and then get inside that top 64 and keep pushing up the way. That's it. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Phil.
Alan, sorry if you obviously went in. I know you've been asked about the crowd, but you went in at the start with the crowd there and they were singing Scotland Get Battered everywhere they go, and I think you played up to that first though, didn't you? You know,
a little bit. I think I enjoy that. I enjoyed that side of darts, and I think obviously coming from amateur darts and BDO and playing for Scotland, the crowd's not like that. And the whole point of Sky Sports and the PDC on TV, it's a mega popular watch on TV for that reason alone. And I wanted to get involved in it and I wanted to be part of it, but I also am aware that I'm here to play darts and I maybe need to knock that back a little bit. But I love all that. I love the Scotland-England banter, I always have.
Yeah, I think obviously I spoke to you before and I knew you were going to be wearing that outfit, but that outfit obviously was like a rag to a Red Bull when you walk on that stage.
Oh yeah, they just went straight for me, straight away. As soon as I walked up there I was like, oh no, what have I done? But do you know what, I'm alright with that. And if that's it, it's not a Geraint Price, they're not booing me, they're just engaging and being a bit England-Scotland, which is fine. And like I seen Willie getting it the other night, I was listening to Willie getting it, but he banged in a 9-darter and kept him quiet. And actually Russ Bray said to me on the stage after the second break, he says, you're doing the right thing, you're keeping them quiet by the way you're playing. So I'll take that.
Yeah, and obviously I can see you've got your Arbroath pin badge. You promised you were going to wear that as well, and they've had a really good. I know this is not answered, but they've had a really good weekend, and Willie had a brilliant game on Friday. Have those two things really inspired you?
Yeah, but how can that not inspire you? Willie's game was just mad, and the stuff that's happened afterwards for him is amazing for Scottish darts. For him, he sell. So for me, kind of looking up to try and do the same. Obviously, you're not going to repeat that probably ever, but to do that, and then I'm coming back. Cheers, Willie. Cheers for setting me up to try and follow that. But yeah, it's been a great weekend for Scottish darts and for Arbroath being top of the championships. Unreal.
Yeah, did you watch?
Yeah, we watched it. Obviously, we watched it down here. Me and Amanda watched it. So yeah, it was tremendous. It was a bit scrappy. Well, we kind of watched it because the weather's not great in Scotland, is it? It wasn't the best.
Yeah. How do you feel right now? I mean, that's you got your debut win. You know, £15,000 on the board as well. You know, how do you feel about?
Yeah, I'm still shaking. My hands are shaking under the table here. So I want to just go back now, go and see Paul and Amanda and Logan and the guys. I'm going to go and have a bit of food and a couple of beers with the people that have came down and supported me, sponsors and that, and just relax and take it all in and just go and try and suppress what has just happened. So I'm quite good at just being calm, but I wasn't calm up there.
Yeah, and I heard you say Nelly that you might temper a little bit of the crowd things.
I think I have to. I think I'll wait till I watch it back. You can't. I think when you're embroiled in that, you don't really understand what's happened until you watch it back, and then I love to watch it back and learn and go, right, don't do that, and do things better. Don't do the same things that make the crowd get on your back. Do something that they were having a good bit of banter, and sometimes they were sort of with me, but the things that when they were against me, I need to sort of suppress that if I can. So yeah.
And final question for me, obviously you it's a big ask, but you win your next game, you're going to have that busy schedule that you're talking about.
I've always got a busy schedule, it doesn't matter. So right now I know I'm flying home on the 24th of December now and going straight to night shift, but that's fine. I'm night shift Christmas Eve, I'll go home for Christmas dinner with the family, and then I'll go back to night shift Christmas night, and then hopefully I'll go straight from night shift Christmas night on Boxing Day. I'll fly back down here after beating Mentor.
Thanks so much.
Alright.
Alan, you mentioned obviously you're a very busy man with all the things you get on with. So quite a while until your next game. How are you going to fill that time? Are you going back up or are you staying down?
No, we're staying. We've got a house down here, so Big Five management look after me absolutely superb. So everything that I need and everything that we needed for this week is in place, and flights and hotels. We're staying in Airbnb, but all that stuff's looked after. So that side of it's not a problem. My family are here. My brother's here, my sponsors are here, and we've had a bit of contact yesterday with them just for a bit of food. It's perfect. Everything we've got is perfect. So I can't go back and forward. You know, it's only Scotland, but it's too far. That's too far to go back and forward. It's all right for the English guys to go home, but I'm here till the 24th.
You say you're going to be working night shift, then goes on the 24th. That's not an easy thing to do, and it might be hard work with a possible third round tie, a fourth round tie.
Yeah, hopefully. But do you know what? When I go back on the 24th, hopefully there's plenty of boxes of chocolates because it's Christmas Eve. You know, we can eat chocolates at work and chill out. Hopefully, and there's not a lot of accidents or fires, that we can just be relaxed and be at work without overly having to exert ourselves. But it's a flip of the coin, and we're ready to go for whatever needs to happen.
You mentioned Willie Borland the other night as well. He's been the hero of the week, not just in Scotland but in darts in general. What a performance from Willie.
Yeah, it's worldwide. Obviously, I love social media. I love Facebook, Twitter, and that as well, and I love engaging, and the stuff, everything that's on from Willie's game is unbelievable. It's just amazing. We were actually, I was practicing with Rob Cross a couple of nights ago. He came up and he practiced with me and Nick, which is hats off to Rob for that, and I really appreciate it. It was like a 5-hour practice session in London, so great. But we were watching it in the club at the time, and the place went absolutely crazy where we were. So it was amazing to watch that live on TV while I was still practicing as well and getting ready myself. But yeah, fair play, hats off to Mr. Boland. That was class.
Cheers for your time.
Just a quick one on that, Suits, about the work. The higher you go up the ranking, can you continue to juggle being a firefighter with the different shift patterns and being a pro dart player easily?
Not easily, but it's always a question. It's always there at the back. I can swap shifts, but the more I swap, the more I have to work when I'm off. So it is easy, but it gets complicated sometimes. So I've swapped a couple of shifts to be here today. I swapped a couple of shifts on the 22nd, 23rd, so it's a bit of it is a juggle, but as long as my work are alright and I'm I've been in 17 years in the fire brigade, so I kind of know what I'm doing. I would like to think I know what I'm doing, so that experience gives me a bit of leeway with the gaffers, and I can maybe have a bit more time off and a bit more swaps than normal. So they're all behind me, so it's all right at the minute, but it depends on how high it goes, reckons. If I get higher and higher, then there's a decision to make, but I'm nowhere near anywhere to quit a job that I need to keep my job.
That's cool. Thank you very much, buddy.
Yeah, no.